If you're curious about what our real estate market looks like here in Bellingham and the surrounding areas, stay tuned because this is the Living in Bellingham YouTube channel. And I always have questions about, hey, how's the market? What's going on? What areas are increasing? Which areas are decreasing? Now, I'm here to answer your questions and go over of what we've seen in 2024 and what we look forward to seeing here and predicting in 2025. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Aldo. I'm a local realtor here in Bellingham and the surrounding areas. So let's go into some numbers, and I don't want to bore you. So let's start off with the average sold price. So for overall in our area in Whatcom County, not really in just Bellingham, but in Whatcom County, the average home sold price in 2024 was $696,000. Now that in Bellingham is about $850,000. So don't get that mistaken. Yes, you can still have good properties that you'll find in that $700,000 range. But in Bellingham, if you're looking to buy in Bellingham, it's gonna be more than $700,000. But the average in 2023 was $653,000. You guys, that is crazy because we have an increase of about 7% from 2023 to 2024. And we haven't seen interest rates being this high in a very long time. And the average interest rate last year was just a little bit over 6.5%. So think about that. Our homes increased about 7%. Everywhere else in the country, I'm not sure about, but in our local area, that is phenomenal. So I'm gonna talk also what that means to you if you're looking at selling and if you're looking at buying, especially here in Bellingham and Whatcom County. Now, the average list price this year was $900,000 compared to last year was $863,000. There's a difference between list price and the sold price. We really focus on the sold price. Months of inventory, for those of you that don't know, how long, if we were to stop listing any houses right now in Whatcom County, how long will we have until we run out of the inventory? This past year in 2024 was about 2.4 months of inventory. In 2023, it was about 2.45, so pretty much the same, which is really, really good. Back in 2020, 2021, we were looking at 0.7, 0.6 months of inventory. So we have seen that inventory grow quite a bit. Now, days on market have come up just a little bit. For those of you that are looking at selling your house here in our area, the average days on market is gonna be around 48 days. Now, some of you are like, holy smokes, that's a lot. Yes, that's a lot. Now you gotta generalize for the whole area of Whatcom County, 48 on average is pretty good. Bellingham, if you're looking at selling your house in Bellingham, you're gonna be more likely in that mid-20s days. So 20 to 25 days on the market. Homes in Bellingham tend to sell faster in Bellingham than in any other parts of our area. Now the big question is, so what does this mean for you in 2025, right? I can throw out numbers all I want. And what this means is that our housing market is still fairly strong. We have seen an increase of inventory, which is great. So for those of you that are buying, you're going to be able to have a good amount of inventory. We're not seeing a lot right now in early February. It just snowed. It's 15 degrees outside. There's some things that it's just not a great time right now. We don't have a lot of inventory. But for those of you that are selling, you might think, well, there's more homes out there. There's more competitions. Yeah, a little bit, but we're also not seeing as much inventory as we have seen in a little while. So there is still a good amount of inventory, but it doesn't mean we're having 4, 5, or 6 months of inventory where people have the lick of the litter and they can just go and pick any house they want to because they can go down the street and then pick out 3 or 4 or 5 houses that they can make an offer on. That's not what it's like. Now, the predictions for 2025 is that we're most likely gonna see another 7 to 9% increase in home values. Again, interest rates right now are in the high 6s, so people are starting to get used to these interest rates and people are knowing that they're not gonna come down much more. Now, they're predicted to maybe hit 6.15, 6.25 by the end of the year. We're not sure if that's gonna happen, but we know that renting is expensive here, cost of living is expensive here, so is buying a house, but there's a lot more, you're gonna get a lot more value when you're purchasing a house than you are with renting. Why go spend $2,000 to $3,000 a month, which is 36 grand a year, when you could put that into buying a house? So that's one thing you have to think of when you're moving to the area And if you've seen any of my last videos, I do talk about the cost of living in Bellingham, and it's quite high, especially if you're moving maybe from those other rural areas like outside of Austin or Houston, some parts of Florida. If you're coming from LA, San Diego, or even the inner city of Houston, you're gonna be used to some of these higher prices, especially from San Francisco, or if you're moving up from Seattle. It's gonna feel somewhat cheap up here, and you'd be surprised what you get for $800,000. You're not gonna get a condo, you're gonna get a nice house. For $1 million, you're definitely gonna get a lot bigger house with some land. So I know we've seen that working from home ordinances are kind of starting to decrease. So 2 questions that I'm gonna answer right now is, where are people moving to, and where can I find new construction? Where are the hot spots here in our area? So we've seen the same amount of births as we've seen the same amount of deaths in our area. So the population is pretty even there, but we have seen about 700 people moving into the area in 2024, which is still pretty good. That means the jobs here are getting strong. Working from home is still pretty strong, even though Amazon has announced that people need to be working from home or working from the office. There's still other companies that will allow people to move to the area that can work from home or traveling into maybe Skagit or into King County. Now, majority of people are moving into Bellingham, and we also do have a big retirement community. And where people who are retiring, you're gonna see them moving into Bellingham. Blaine, Birch Bay, Semiahmoo is a great area for retirement. Linden, if you want a little bit more of a small town feel, a more rural area, very, very clean, Linden is gonna be your other spot. Now, for the second question is, where can I find new construction? Where are homes being built? Surprisingly, Linden, for right now, we are not seeing a lot of new construction hitting Linden, which is the first time in a long, long time. There's been actual layoffs at the city for city workers who go out and inspect new construction, because there simply isn't new construction to inspect unless you're building a custom home. And where you can find new construction really for the first time in a while is gonna be Bellingham. Now, don't get me wrong, the new construction in Bellingham is gonna be a lot different than what you would be finding in Ferndale, Blaine, even in Linden. We're gonna see a lot more infilled city townhomes and condos. So by Sunset, they're building a ton of townhomes. And just up the street from us where we're at right now, by Costco, there's gonna be a lot more townhomes as well. Another place where there's gonna be a hot spot is in Cordata, which is just down the street from Costco. They're building a lot more. So the Bellingham new construction, a new development, isn't gonna be looking so much like a residential neighborhood, but more of a residential townhome where we can fit in a lot more townhouses and a lot more people. Now, Linden does have some new construction, but like I said, they're not gonna have quite a lot like they used to in the past. Ferndale is starting to grow. There's a lot of plats that are getting filled in. They're going through the permit process. Right now they have Churchill Ranch, which is a good development that butts up right next to the Meadows, which is a phenomenal neighborhood, walkability trails, so that's great. So Ferndale and Bellingham are really the 2 areas that you're looking at where new construction are gonna be hitting. Again, yes, you'll find pockets in Blaine, you'll find pockets in Linden, so don't get me wrong there. But majority of the stuff, things are gonna start taking a couple more years to get through permitting. We may not see a big demand or a big supply for another couple more years, just because things are pretty hard to build here in our area. So those are the stats here about Bellingham and Whatcom County. You guys, I'm not trying to make a lot of these market report videos, but if you're finding this helpful, please let me know. Leave them in the comments down below and let me know if this is something that you want to keep knowing. For those of you that are watching my channel, most of you are moving to the area. So if this is important, please let me know. I want to keep doing them for you as long as they're good, entertaining, and not boring. So, and once again, if you are moving to the area, I do make these videos for people like you. I want to help you or you and your family move to the area. I am a local realtor. So like and subscribe to this channel. Let me know if this is helpful, and you guys can reach out to me. All my information is down below. And once again, guys, it's Aldo here in Bellingham, and we'll see you next time.